Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. Welcome to my channel, Sanskrit Blue. So, I'm here today and I'm super excited. So excited in fact that I even put on makeup and mascara, which makes my eyes go up against my glasses even more than usual. And some lippity doo dah. Yep, because I'm super excited. And the reason I'm super excited is because I'm introducing the Rune Spirals Deck and Guidebook by our very own Nina from Shuffle Tarot. So, I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. So Nina first told me about the deck, I don't know, a while back when she had first started working on the drawings. And I just wanted to ask if I had any ideas for drawing one of the cards. And I had no idea what direction she was going in or how they were going to turn out or what her vision was. And eventually she ended up sharing pictures with me, which I felt honored by. And on a daily basis, she would just update me. Oh, look which one I did today. And they were always so beautiful. And even where she would get stuck, she just kept persisting and moving forward. And when it came time to, it was just amazing. It was an amazing process. And I was really honored and excited just to be a part of it. Because as she was drawing each one of the cards, I got some insight into the rune that I didn't have before. So it felt like learning from an amazing teacher the whole time. As well as just being able to witness somebody's process, which as a teacher of the arts and as an artist, I just never get sick of. I don't know what that is, but I relish in seeing someone else succeed and follow a creative impulse through. So it was just an amazing process. And at the end of it, when she mentioned a guidebook, I said, hey, if you need any, like a second reader or any help editing or anything, let me know. And I was once again just absolutely honored to be a part of that process because, again, helping edit her guidebook meant, and just proofread it basically, meant being able to read a really intensive, beautifully written guidebook about the runes. So this is both an introduction of this deck and I will have to say like a super biased, like biased in favor review of it at the same time because I've worked with it enough now in the time that she's been working on it to be able to say this is a remarkable tool and I'm just so honored to have been any part of it. So I feel like the best way to do this is to flash stuff up on the screen, be super geeked about it, and then we're going to flip the camera around and I can show it to you in greater depth. So first of all, it comes in a tin. So it's this beautiful tin that they come in. And of course I'm releasing this after Nina releases her video. So you'll get to see both. But yeah, it has these gorgeous little backs. And of course the deck is in here. And then the book turned out absolutely beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. So you have this stunning little deck and book, and I don't know, over time the use of a tin to carry around a deck has become one of my favorite ways that we do that. Decks in tins, I mean, what a genius idea. Yeah, so okay, we're gonna flip the camera around so I can show you in greater detail. Okay, so we're back, and the cards, as I said, come in this beautiful little tin, which is gorgeous and matches the guidebook beautifully. And the backs of the cards, of course, look like this. And we have all of the Elder Futhark. And then we also have all of the Anglo-Saxon runes and a blank rune. And then there are I believe eight moon cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 8 of them. I can't remember what the order was when I got these. Actually, I think most of the deck was out of order because sometimes when you order from Make Playing Cards, that happens. But yeah, I like to start with New Moon and then go through each of the phases all the way through. And then these, of course, are colored based on element, but we'll start first with the runes. So, here we go. Put these to one side. So on each of the cards, and the cardstock is really beautiful. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a really nice linen finish. I like this finish, I think, as much or well, yeah, easily as well or more than the Game Crafter linen cardstock. It's really beautiful. And at any rate, the color of the card indicates the element. So we have red for fire in this case. Then she's numbered them. And then the number that's circled at the bottom right is which ayat you're in. And there's also the astrological association. So the astrological association does not always match the element, which is interesting with runes. I never knew that before. I don't know if I've said this already, but I learned, I feel like it was like a college course, learning from Nina, just helping her edit her book. It was remarkable. There was so much I learned from her. And there is a ton of information packed into the cards and the deck, and then, of course, into the guidebook as well. We'll look more at the guidebook in a few minutes, but first we'll just look at the cards. So obviously we have Fehus associated with Aries, and fertility, and wealth, abundance, and Uros, and that's an Urox, or an Aurochs, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And then, of course, it resonates with Taurus, but it's water instead of earth. And then Thurizaz, that is Thor. And, of course, it's fire, Mars, still in the first ayat. Anzus, and his two ravens, and his poetic mead cup, unassociated with Pluto. Purple is air. Again, Raido, that is Freya and her cats. Yeah. Associated with Sagittarius, which I like. And then we have Kanaz, and that is Alvis, he's not a gnome, he's a dwarf. Alvis the dwarf. Associated with Venus. Gabo, which is air, but associated with Pisces here. And end of the first ayat is Wunyo, earth, but associated with Leo. And this is a feast that takes place in Valhalla. Then we have hell. So this is the second ayat. So we have the two here at the bottom. Hagalas, and hell spelled H-E-L. So Hagalas is hail, frozen water, something that storms and rains down on you. Her description of hell is in the book is wonderful. One of my favorites. And we have Naudis, or the need fire. Isa, associated with a particular moon phase. I think that's waxing crescent. Let's just look. Yes, waxing crescent. And actually that's great because those match. There we go. And that's a giant. I think that's a mountain giant. Then Yera. And Yera is about cycles and seasons. So we have the wheel of the year. And I think Yera is also associated with the sun. I could be mistaken. Then we have Iwaz. I always confuse Iwaz and Awaz, but this is Iwaz. Scorpio. This is yellow. It is the only yellow card. And Iwaz is 13, is like right in the middle, interestingly, of all of the ayats. So Iwaz is in the center of the second ayat. Kind of makes sense, that placement, because we have the world tree as the symbol. And then down here is this cute little squirrel, whose name I forget. But the little squirrel goes between the snake in the roots and the eagle in the sky and gets the messages from the eagle in the sky and takes it down and whispers it to the snake in the earth, so that the two, these worlds stay connected. So Iwaz has a lot to do with communication. Yeah. And again, I'm learning. Perthro. These are the Norns weaving the weird. Saturn is the association. That was actually a meaning that was very helpful to me in terms of trying to decode Perthro and understand its energy. It was eluding me for a long time. It still kind of does. But this really helped me to tune in with what Perthro's energy is like. And of course it's water because that's the well of weird. So fascinating. We have Algis. Protection, Cancer. Love that. And it's air. And Sowolo. Obviously to do with the sun. And then we have Tiwaz. Tiwaz is another one where the story associated with it matches with Libra and the idea of justice really well. Her story in the book is beautiful. And then Berkana. And so Nina sometimes will say, like, if you flip Berkana this way, you see boobs. And so I love that the boobs on the goddess are made like that much more apparent. I thought that was kind of a fun touch. I like it. Anyway, and then it's Virgo the Virgin. There's Awaz. And that is Sleipnir or Sleipnir, the horse. It's associated with Gemini. I always think too, and I can't remember if I read it in the book or if it was in another book that I read, but this is 2 Lagus runes put together, which when I think of it that way is fascinating. See my Lagus video for more about that. Then we have Manas, which interestingly we have kind of 2 Wunyo runes doing the same thing. And here's Lagus. One more of those on that side. You have a Manas. An Ingus. Tala. And Dagas. Sometimes these are reversed. I've seen these 2 reversed like this before, where Dagas is second to last and Otala is last, but yeah, there's a lot of debate about that apparently. Then we have our Anglo-Saxon runes, which I know very little about. The only things I know about them really are what Nina has written. I really haven't worked with them very much yet, but I notice lately outside I see a lot of Ak. I get a lot of Ak energy, but I haven't seen the fully formed rune yet. Very similar to the Os rune, but they feel, as you can see, completely different. Yeah, their feeling and the way that they function is really different. Then we have, I think that's Yir or Ir. Yurd. I'm not sure how that one's pronounced. This one eludes me a little bit. I've seen it a time or two on walks, but not, again, not fully formed, and I'm not 100% sure of its energy, but enough to like recognize it. And then Yor. And then we have Ear, and I have seen this one right before the pandemic hit. Was when I saw this one. I captured it in a photo at least once, and then, yeah, I've seen it, saw it a few times, and then I didn't see it as much, mostly just Lagos. I have no idea how to pronounce this one. If I were to guess, I would say it's, I don't even know how to guess it. I'm not even going to try. But obviously kind of Perthrow almost. Like if this one were this way, it would be Perthrow. Get rid of these, and we've got Iwaz. Interesting. And we have Chalk. It's just a flaw in the cardstock or in the printing. I have seen this one. I thought at first that it was Algis, but it felt off. It felt very wrong. And then when I learned about this rune, I realized that's what I had seen. We have Stan. The really cool thing here is that she drew the rune stone, the original big museum quality hidden rune stone that I don't think you can even find anymore. She copied all of the runes. I just love, I love all the detail that Nina put into these. They're just wonderful. They're wonderful. Then we have Gar. And that's it. So there are 33. And we have our blank rune, if we want to use it. And then we have the moon cards. So we have new moon, which is associated with water and beginnings. Waxing crescent is air and refining. First quarter, fire and action. Waxing gibbous, earth and trust. Full moon, again, earth and releasing, letting go. Then, I love that water. Yeah, so waning. Whoops, this should be like this. Here we go. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, waning gibbous. I think that's right. Yeah, it would be waning. So that's just as the moon starts to retreat, we're receiving. On fire. Last quarter, we're breathing. That's air. And then we get waning crescent. Yeah, reflecting and water. So those are the moon cards. This is playing card or poker size deck, so it shuffles like a dream, of course. And they're playing cards, so if you are a riffler, you're gonna love it. And then, of course, it overhand shuffles beautifully, whether you're sort of an overhand this way or this way. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. So we have, and I saw Iwaz on my walk this morning. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Let's see, pull up my photos. There it is. It was not the most clear version of Iwaz, but the energy was unmistakable. That is insane. And my dog may have stepped on it as well. I can't remember, but yeah, wow. And that is the energy. I mean, that is just the energy. This is how runes have been functioning, you know, for me since I've been working with them. It's very strong, a very strong energy. The book, as I said, is just amazing. You can get it on Lulu. Got full color pictures, which is great because it allows you to really take in the level of detail that she's written in here. let's see, one of the, we'll find one of the cards. Oh, Tiwaz is one of the ones I really love. So as you see, like there's, you know, you have Tyr, the sky god, a ton of keywords, both for upright and reversed. Interestingly, Nina also, similarly to me, works with just sort of, I guess, both the light and dark or shadow aspects of each card. And then she's got usually a very lengthy description with, you know, with references. So there are, you know, there's a bibliography, so you can know exactly which books she's been referring to and get them if you don't have them, or go to them and check for more information. But I think what I've appreciated most is that she puts in just enough of the mythology and information in here that if I really want to go and read more about it, you know, between, you know, the books that I have and the internet, it's easy to, you know, it's really easy to go in and learn what you need to learn, which I deeply appreciate. So she gives you a really beautiful, concise meaning for each of these runes. And of course you get like the picture's a little bit bigger so you can take the detail in. Yeah. It's an amazing learning deck. I have learned so much as a result of working with this deck in the time that I've had it, as well as, well, yeah, as well as the time that I spent working with Nina, just editing. You know, we would write notes back and forth to each other and emails back and forth to each other about the meanings of each of the cards. Because there would be something that she would say in one of them that kind of sparked my interest, and it would lead to dialogue. So thank you, Nina, because the opportunity to work with you on this book was a treat and a profound learning experience for me. So if you are a newbie or a beginner with runes, this I recommend highly. I mean, I am biased completely, completely biased, but it is an amazing learning tool. So if you're in any way intimidated by it, or if you've ever had a bad experience of runes, this is also a really good deck and book combo, because again, you know, Nina, I mean, it's Nina. Nina can make demons fluffy, right? If you don't believe her, or if you don't believe me, watch her video where she goes through the occult tarot. She finds the demons cute. So yeah, she will make this, you know, she does make this completely accessible and user friendly in a way that I've never personally found before. Because I was very intimidated by runes, and I had a couple of bad experiences, and this along with just Nina using runes and talking about them completely shifted everything I know and thought and think now about them. So yeah, and that's what I got for you folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.